Hello everyone, and welcome back to Yes Your Grace with this week, the wedding. Lorsulia is gonna marry Ivo. I haven't even seen him yet, so that's gonna be interesting. I spent all of my money on the wedding, so I'm afraid I'm gonna be a bit greedy in order to get that money back. I need to pay back that loan from the bank, which is going to take 5 weeks. I have 5 weeks to pay back the loan, I remember. I make about 10 coins a week, so I am going to need to be so stingy in order to pay that back. Anyways, let's get into it. Zero weeks till wedding. Everything maxed out. You'll like to see it. 6,000 troops, 18 happiness. Yeah, so... okay, we get like 15 coins a week. That's better than I remembered, than I expected. The King of Devon and Natana make an alliance treaty to join forces against Redovia. Ekum. I am overwhelmed by the beauty of my... new wife here. I'll enjoy the company, I'm sure. And, ouchie! Can someone help the young prince? It's just nervousness, that's all. Oh, no need. I'm up. Like I said, company, my wife, yes, here's to that. Forgive me, Father said I should make some kind of speech. I wasn't sure what to say. I hope I didn't offend you. Anyway, you look very pretty, Lorsulia. Oh. He's still a better pick than Redovia. You don't want to know what the other option was. What? There was another option? Luckily, it's not an option anymore, my darling. We'll discuss this later. I will be on my way, if you will excuse me. Talys. About the Redovians. This seals the deal, Eric. You get an army, and I get full access to your archives. I wasn't sure if you would honor our bargain, Eric. I'm a man of my word. Well, I suppose you are. And the party went on. Everyone was busy drinking, eating, and having the finest foods. I looked for him everywhere. I've stirred up every pot, even in the kitchen. Don't worry, we'll find him, Sedani. This salad looks surprisingly flavorsome. What is it? A Kaladese recipe? The dress is not half bad. Didn't know they had such sublime taste. These snails are extremely undercooked. What snails? That's not part of the menu. Smudge! Oh no! Oh no! The party went on better than anyone expected. Listen, I think I've spent enough time with the guests. I really need to get back to the archives, so if you don't mind, I will take my leave, Eric. Talys, your grace. Leaving off so early. Toasts, drink with us at least one more time. See, perfect timing, your grace. Will I get some peace after that? To the young couple. Until the ill-fated toast that is? Oh no. Did he just get assassinated? Eric, do something! Help him! Do something! You hurt the king! Go, go, go! Talys was on the ground before anyone had a chance to react. He's not... Is he? Father! Your Grace! Father! How could you? Eric, how could you allow for this to happen? Eric, you have accommodated us in your castle, which we are grateful for, but this is beyond our beliefs. You have failed as a host and are responsible for the events of tonight. The king of Etana, Talys, is dead. Ivo, you are Talys' only son. You have no choice but to take the burden of the crown upon yourself. Go ahead, Ivo. Eric, I can't believe this. You leave me no choice. As the new king of Etana, my first order is to withhold the armies that my father promised to you. Eric, the king of Devon, you are responsible for Talys' death, until otherwise can be proven upon a royal trial. Until then, Devon will not receive support from Etana. Lorsulia, pack your things. We're taking my father home. Wait, no, you can't do that. Your Grace, the wedding is over. The vows were said. The marriage still stands. Have courage, my darling. Your kingdom has agents available for hire. They will be listed here. To make an agent available in the next week, you will need to pay them. To hire an agent, click on the button with their name. You will see the cost added to the summary. Since we still need to pay off a lot of money to the bank, I think it's probably in our best interest to leave Stan home. At least for a little bit. Sorry, Stan. You're alright. And that's all I can recall, Your Grace. Considering how much I drank that night, it's quite remarkable I remember anything. Surely you can remember more than that. Did you see anything suspicious? Anyone wandering off where they shouldn't? Lady Lena was staring at Lorsulia's dress a bit too much, if you ask me, but nothing else, I'm afraid. And we are again deeply sorry about your daughter, Lord Etten. Thank you, my Grace. My wife is still in mourning. I think we have examined all the guests, Your Grace. And we haven't heard anything out of the ordinary. Talys' soldiers were the main bulk of our army. Solving the murder case will surely convince Ivo to aid us in battle. Whoever did poison Talys must have planned it out to the smallest detail. If you find any leads, do let me know, Your Grace. Talys wasn't anyone's favorite person, but you'd need to have a very good reason to murder the king of Etana. We mustn't lose focus on our main goal, however. Rudovia won't wait for us to resolve this. In this situation, we shan't rely on Talys' Ivo's army. We need to seek help from other lords, in case we can't convince Ivo in time. As for the army, we will need to reach out to neighboring lords, make allies, sign treaties. It sounds like you're in quite a pickle, Your Grace. You're still here? Speaking of allies, treaties, etc. I have a hefty army waiting for orders. I can throw in some extra gold and supplies to aid you too. 230 men and 6 golds. What's the catch? Do you want something in return? You want something in return, I presume? Lush from Pendle, Your Grace. He has stopped delivering spices to my associates in Branca. Turmeric, caraway, anise. Food's as bland as hell without all these. Persuade Lurs to renew the deliveries, and my men will aid you in battle, Your Grace. I will see what can be done. Very well, Your Grace. Now that's a start. We should invite Lurs over, see what we can do. I've also marked areas of interest on the map. It might be worth checking them. Maybe we can find a piece of gold or two. We don't know when Redovia will show up, but we need to start preparing for the battle as soon as possible. I have made a note of things we can do on our weekly summary, Your Grace. We should be able to deny payments for our agents, as I have done with poor Stan. We can't expect them to work if you don't pay them, but at least we can save coin. Maintaining our army will also cost us supplies. It only gets more difficult from now on, Your Grace. Oh, and there are the petitioners. Perhaps the servant will shine some light on this case. Servant. Oh. You can now use the map to explore locations and help locals to try and gain extra resources. Open the map. Yes, by clicking the map button below. Yes, to send agents, I remember how to explore locations. Send a general to explore. Confirm. No, yes. Stan is not available, because I didn't pay him. That's something for later. Servants, come forth. You've called me, Your Grace. I really like the sounds he makes. Tell me what happened during the wedding night. I don't know, Your Grace. I was only bringing food and drinks, like I was told. I'm sorry, Your Grace. I swear I did nothing, by the gods. Please don't punish me. I swear. I didn't know these drinks were poisoned. I only picked them from the kitchen and brought them to the ceremony. I swear I didn't know, Your Grace. Get it together. If you don't tell me right now what happened, I'll have your head chopped off. How did you know to give this wine to Talys? I swear I didn't do anything. I didn't know. I'm always told to serve the kings first, Your Grace, and that's what I did. But the dungeon guard might know something. He mentioned he saw someone in the wine cellar that night. I don't know anything else, though. I swear, Lord, I swear. I believe that narrows our search, then. You may go, but do not leave Devon until after the royal trial. Thank you, Your Grace. Alright, that's that. Peasants. Your Grace, my son, a disgrace to the family. I sent him to gather some brushwoods in the forest. Turns out he is too dumb to find a way back home. Do you think you could help us find him? I mean, there's no rush. I am broke. And I'm sorry. I do not have a general right now, and that's all the gold I have. There's no way I can help. You could always try the neighboring villages, ask around. Oh, it's fine. I guess that's one less mouth to feed, although I'll miss his ugly face. Oh. Audrey, we should see what's going on with those spices. Would you like to invite Lurs, Your Grace? Sure. Just open the allies panel, Your Grace. Lurs can be invited from there. As I will. Yes, I remember. Lords pay supplies and golds upon reaching an alliance. Lurs has 200 men. Atten 230. And actually, to me, gold is more important than supplies at this point in time. So, we'll send an invite to Lurs. That's done. Let's have a look around. To the dungeon first. Merchant. Dungeon guards. The merchant is still here. We still need to get Ada. She wanted us to catch this merchant. That's maybe for next week. We can only send one dove at a time. Can I help, Your Grace? I heard you know something about Talys' death. Tell me what happened during the wedding night. The servant said you saw someone. Saw someone? No, but I found this. Some kind of tooth, I think. And how did you obtain this item? I was guarding the prisoners, Your Grace. Well, I might have had a drink or two with the other guards. It was a time to celebrate, after all. I never left the dungeons, of course. Until the end of my watch, that is. What happened at the end of your watch? I was doing the usual checks of all the cellars, yes. A little unsteady, but that's where I found the tooth. Where exactly did you find this? In the wine cellar, Your Grace. I didn't see anyone going in there, though. Well, they probably crept in there while you were busy drinking. I'm sorry, Your Grace. I really didn't mean for anything bad to happen. Thank you, at least. But Chambers next. My wife, Aurelia. Darling, what happened at the wedding was awful. I still can't believe Talys was poisoned. It could have been me. Do you think Lorsulia will be alright? Ivo seems very upset. I'm sure she will be fine. As soon as we find out who's responsible for this, we can renew our treaty with Ivo. Who could have done something so terrible? It must have been one of the guests. We are gathering evidence as we speak. When we have enough proof, we will call the royal trial. Alright, darling. Let's hope it gets resolved quickly. I think I'll get some rest. I'll let you rest. The council chamber. Oh, Sedani. I'm sorry about Smudge. Your Grace. How are you doing? Is everything alright, Sedani? Last week's events were quite distressing for all of us. I don't understand why this would happen. How could someone eat Smudge? Dusty is gone and now Smudge is, well... Smudge is 6 feet underground. But then again, I couldn't dig him that deep, so I just covered him with a rock. It's so boring here without Luli. You promised you'd convince her to stay. Is she even going to visit us? Of course she will. Let's give her some time to settle in first, and then we'll arrange to bring her for dinner. Do you think she could bring Dusty? I don't think so, Sedani. He is a cat. They don't like to be locked up in a cage for hours. I'll find a new pet before she comes then. See you later, Pumpkin. Ooh. Audrey said I can review the evidence here. Let's take a look. So we have a tooth. We have a question the suspect's message. And we have a seek experts message. Interesting. Alright. Gardens next. Acelia. Yes, Father. I hate you had to see that. Yeah, the wedding didn't really go to plan, did it? No, what happened was terrible. The wedding went fairly well until then. Ursula even considered dancing. She looked very beautiful in her dress. I really miss her, Father. I miss her too. Stay safe. Alright. The pigeon. Ooh, a message from Lorsulia. We have arrived. Athena is nothing like Devon. The vast streets of Hagos expand endlessly, it seems. Acelia would love to get lost in here. The journey was tiring, but the views have compensated for everything. Sedani would have made your hair fall off, with her questions if she saw the landscapes here. The cliffs and rocks span across the whole of Athena. It all makes you feel very small. On top On top of all these rocks there lies Hagos, like a nest ruling and looking over everything. Now I understand why they use the griffin as their banner. I'm really sorry for the last weeks we spent together. Hug mother for me. Yours, Lorsulia. Ah yes, Atana can be very pretty, but also very dangerous. You don't want to be caught out in the rural windstorms. We should reply to Lorsulia. Tell her it's good to hear from her. Of course, what should I ask her about? I'm not sure. Maybe the girls have some questions. Of course, let me know when you're ready to write the letter, Your Grace. To the girls. Gardens first. Celia, we've got a message from your sister. Your sister has arrived safely in Atana. She said you would love it there. I'm sure I would. If you're ever going to leave this castle, you would be able to leave the castle if you behave better. Yeah, right. When you write to Lule, can you ask her about Ivo? What is he like? I just can't imagine having to leave her and live with some strange man. If there's any free space in the letter, I'll ask her. Thank you. Stay safe. Sadani. Your Grace. Lorsulia wrote a letter. I'm about to reply something to her. Do you want me to say anything from you? Oh, yes. Tell her I'm taking her bedchamber. Mother let me. Or, no, tell her Acelia read her diary. No, that's not right. I have very limited space, Pumpkin. So can I say only one thing? Yes. No, this is too big of a decision. I will come to you later when I think of something good enough. Fine, don't worry about it too much. She will write more letters. But the first one is the most important. Well, come and see me whenever you're ready. See you later, Pumpkin. So that's that. Now to my wife. Aurelia. We've got a message from Lorsulia. Our daughter has arrived safely. She seems to like Atana. Oh, I'm quite jealous of her. Atana is a very beautiful place. Their castle is much better than ours as well. I hope she will learn her way around soon. I'm sure she will, darling. When you write to her, tell her I'm sending my best wishes to both of them. Ask her how she's dealing with all of these new things, and what she has been doing with other sisters. Of course, I don't want to write her in a full-length book. I'll see what I can do. Thank you, my darling. I'll see you later. And with that, we can reply. Audrey, let's write the letter to Lorsulia. Of course, what should I write? Ask her about Ivo. What is he like as a husband? How is he dealing with his father's death? And say that I wish to give him my condolences. Mention that we are working on finding the murderer. Very well, Your Grace. I will write her a letter. We should anticipate a reply within a couple of weeks. Very good. A big pointy animal. Or monster tooth. Huh. We don't have big creatures around the castle. Someone must have lost it. Could I ask you about it? I have prepared a table for you with the overview of all of our evidence. When we find evidence items, they will be shown there. Yes, the table I saw earlier. Together with the information we have gathered about each one, we can question lords about the items we have found so far. Did my wife have anything to say about the tooth? I have a lead in the investigation. I found some clues that might lead us to the person who is behind Talys' death. What have you found? An animal tooth. This animal tooth is a very exotic thing. We don't have dragons anywhere near Devon. A guard found it in the wine cellar. It could be from a merchant or someone who's dealt with big beasts before. Maybe take it to a hunter. See if he can tell you where exactly this tooth came from. We don't have a hunter in the castle. I'll ask Audrey to put the word out that we're looking for one. That's all. Very good. And with that, this week comes to an end. We will find this murderer. Our army needs food and supplies to stay maintained and ready for battle. The bigger the army you have, the more supplies it will cost to maintain it. To pay the army upkeep, simply click on the Pay button. You will see the cost added to the summary below. If you don't pay the army upkeep cost, you will lose some soldiers. So that's this one. Yeah. And I guess this counter indicates the size of our army. I hope. And we have new things to purchase. Most things we can't purchase because they cost gold. But the carnival. Boost 5 to contentment. Single use. Might be good to pick up. And we might not pay Stan. That's something to consider for the next episode. Anyways, I want to thank you all for watching. It has been a pleasure making these videos. So I hope you guys enjoy them. If you have any questions or suggestions, please leave them down in the comments below. That's it for this episode. Bye bye!